Hi everyone, this is Andy from UEVS. In today's video, I'm gonna try to kind of take one of the UEVS templates, and I'm gonna give it the finance, finance style to it. So pretty much for this one, I'm gonna use the UEVS Studio Tree. Let me load it, and also I have this resources folder these are the resources I'm gonna use to kind of build this, customize this template. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna go to my style tab and I'm gonna open my monitor. This one is an independent window now that we can drag outside to another screen. And the reason I'm gonna switch this to PM out so I can see actual output, because what we see here, right, is a lower, it's a lower quality output just for this this customization purpose. We also have this mini monitor, but this is always inside this window, so I can also check my program out, which is pretty much coming from the main camera that I set from director. But I'm gonna just keep my other mini monitor on the other screen. Okay, so first thing is I'm gonna customize the studio, and we have the elements here. So the first thing I'm gonna check is the background color. If I go to my resources folder, right, you see that it's using a kind of dark bluish tone. So I'm gonna take that to kind of match that color. Okay, it's something like this. Let me increase the value a bit of it. So, okay, there you go. Cool. Let me just take another one. There. Okay, I'm gonna increase the value as well. Okay, nice. Now I'm gonna change this the tint of it. I'm gonna set this to kind of black color, or let me take that to a grayish one. Let me increase the greenness of it. There you go. And let's change this back color as well. Where is it? These are the lights of this part of here. So I'm gonna, for the lights, I'm gonna use this color. And if I go to my monitor, you will see that I can increase the brightness of it. See it? So, but it's too extends. Too intense. I'm gonna set this to 2. And there we go. Nice. Okay, so for my ceiling, right, I have this decoration stuff, so I'm gonna customize the color of it as well. I'm not gonna put the full saturation, and let me decrease a bit the value. Oh, let me put the full saturation. Let me increase the value of it. There we go. All right, nice. So let me take the lamps color as well. These are the lighting if you see here on my monitor. So I'm gonna set one of those like this. This one, let me give it a yellowish tone to it. And let me increase the brightness a bit. There you go. So now for the tubes, I'm gonna give it a bluish tone as well. There we go. All right, so center one, let me just put it like this. Let me increase it. There we go. Now for our floor, let's see what we can do with our floor. And let me set this to a bluish tone. Yep, there we go. So let's increase a bit the value of it. All right, I think is okay. In the meantime, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna load. I'm gonna open a video file with the presenter on it, just to placeholder that. There we go. And I'm gonna add element, and I'm gonna drag and drop this talent here, and I'm gonna click on here, media input, and I'm gonna select my girl footage. So I'm gonna click on here and I'm gonna move this around. I'm gonna place my camera a bit, something like this, so I can have a better view of it. Okay, now let me just click in here to hide the gizmo. Let me just set the vertical offset a little bit to put it right in contact with the floor. If you see it like this. Yeah, vertical offset like this. There you go. Okay, so I can increase the scale a bit if I want. Let me just go back. So okay, I think the scale is gonna be good. So for this one, I'm gonna go to my chroma key. I'm gonna check my input in my mini monitor so I can sample a color for key. And so I'm gonna click on green here. I'm gonna close this. Let me take back. And now I can play with the values. So black ones and the whites. Okay, let me just so I can remove a bit from the shoes because the shoes has a kind of bluish tint. So I will kind of in order to recover them. Okay, let me just increase the value of it. Okay. Okay, so let me just increase the offset of it. Set the more to 1. And let me hide a bit the whites. So pretty much it's like she has a kind of green reflections on the shoes. So that's the reason why we're getting this. So that's why it's important to be careful with the chroma key, with our lighting in our chroma key setup. But okay, for now I'm gonna try to recover as much as I can, which is really hard. Okay. All right, so I think it's good. So what I will do now, I will go to cropping. I'm gonna enable it, and I'm gonna crop the right side and the left side. Okay, so my girl is pretty much looking good. Let me just move the camera a little bit so we can have a better view of it. You see, we have our talent there. Now let's go to rendering. We can enable affected by virtual light, meaning that any virtual light on the scene will kind of light the talent. But I'm not gonna use that. And I'm gonna make it cast virtual shadow. You will see the shadow behind him. I'm gonna increase the front offset a bit, vertical. There we go. And also I'm gonna enable this contact shadow. I'm gonna crop it until the fit. So I'm gonna move it a bit back and I'm gonna blur it. And after blurring, I'm gonna reduce the opacity of it. So there you go. So it's like now we have a kind of if kind of nice shadows behind there, as you can see it. So okay, nice. So I'm gonna go back to the chroma key, and I'm gonna shrink the mask a bit because we have this annoying edge, but pretty much this edge is part of the footage itself. But to correct this, I can just go my color correction tab and increase the contrast and tweak the brightness. Now this is how our talent look in our scene. So we still have the issues on the shoes. So I can try to kind of go to customize, go to the floor, and just set the floor to a neutral color. Okay, and then just the value of it. Yeah, I think let me just play. Then this one is the one that's gonna be blue. Let me just move my camera back. Let me increase the value. There you go. So we have this light brightness that I can tweak, but I'm gonna just gonna keep it a bit lower, like 0.7. There we go. Yeah. All right. Cool. So now I can reduce the reflection of the floor if I want, just to remove it completely, so there's no reflections on the floor. And okay, now we got this structure effect. Pretty much is those whites that you see. It's a kind of bicolor effect. So if I set this, for example, to blue, this blue, right? And these dots are gonna be bluish as well, but this time like a darker blue. Okay, something like this. And I'm gonna reduce the intensity of it. And there we go. So let's see how it looks. This is how our studio is looking so far. Now in effects, we have the overall glow intensity, so we can play with this to just the glowing if we want to reduce it or if we want to increase it. I don't want it too strong, so I'm gonna keep it something like 0.3. And if we want to use lens flare, so if I move the camera, you'll see we got a lens flare. And I'm gonna keep it at 0.5, which is very subtle. Okay, nice. Okay, let me see what else do we have. Okay, where is it? Okay, good. We also have some cool color correction effects that are affecting globally the scene. So it's like we can increase the brightness of the scene or the contrast if we want to increase the saturation. And also we got some tint I'm gonna apply to it actually to give it more bluish mood to the scene. And there we go. So now this is how it should look. Nice. All right. Now I'm gonna add my elements. I'm gonna go to add elements. As you can see, we got pretty much a few nice elements here, but we already have a talent. And the first thing I'm gonna add, right? It's gonna be like a curved screen. Yeah, I'm gonna add a curved screen behind her. I think. Let me see my elements I have. Yes, yeah. I'm gonna load the video file I have, which is pretty much in here. Gonna load this double stock footage, and I'm gonna drag and drop this curved screen behind her. Oops. Let me add it. Add behind her. There you go. And let's increase the size. So to increase the scale, I'm gonna increase it. I'm gonna move it forward. There we go. Now we can just select the media input 2. Let's reduce the reflection because I don't want too much reflection on it. And this is what we got pretty much. So we can put a loop in there. Okay, now I want this screen to kind of be dynamic. I don't want this screen to always be there. So to do so, I'm gonna first rename a screen. So center screen, and I'm gonna add to dynamics. So I'm gonna set this to new group because it's gonna be on its own. And in animation, right, I can set my length to be 0.7. And yeah, I wanna animate the location. Yeah, there we go. Now if I go to live control and take it out, my screen will go out. Again, now we got the screen. All right, cool. Now let's create another nice stuff. So pretty much in this area it could be. Yeah, I'm gonna create in this area here. Or let me just jump in this area here. Okay, so I'm gonna add an element. This is gonna be an adaptable flat screen here. There you go. Let me rotate this. Okay, rotate it 90 degrees. Let me put the screen here. There you go. So this screen is gonna have, let me just, content is gonna use a texture. I'm gonna open a texture that I want to import. I'm gonna import a new texture. Here are my resources. I'm gonna use this dual element C. Let me name it. See, I'm gonna import this and I'm gonna click on it. There we go. So I'm gonna save this show. Finance show. I just save the template. There we go. So now from this, I can go to my input map. Oh, sorry, I can just duplicate this. Let me just duplicate it. Gonna click on this one. Okay, so pretty much the idea here is that this is gonna be the top part and this is gonna be the bottom part. So I'm gonna go to input mapping and let me stretch it vertically until it reaches the bottom of it. There we go. Perfect. Now I can just set the height, reduce the height of it. Let me say 100, 50. There we go. So now I can move my screen up. Yeah, let me just move it. Let me just reduce 120. There we go. So now with this, I'm gonna do the opposite in screen mapping. I'm gonna stretch vertically, right? But I'm gonna, oops, sorry, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna offset it like this. There we go. And now I'm gonna reduce the size of it. Okay, I think we're good there. Okay, let me just kind of see. There we go. So let me move this back. Okay. And let me just place this back. For now, this multiple elements are not supported yet, but it's eventually gonna be supported. But for now, we need to move them one by one. So I'm just gonna move this here. I'm gonna move this here. Move it forward. There you go. Oops. There you go. Okay. So now if I take my director and go here, I got this simple floating graphic, and I want to name this to top element. C can be. This one gonna be bottom element C, and I'm gonna add this to a new group. It's gonna be element C. And this one I'm gonna add it to element C as well. There we go. Now I have my group element C. If I take this out, you will see both they will disappear. I'm gonna take then. This is what I get. So now what I want instead is this one to the scale of it, right? I'm gonna animate the scale, the vertical scale from the top. Okay, so now if I take this out, this is what we get. And this is what we get. Now I will click on this one and I will do the same. But this one will come, I want to animate the scale to 0, the vertical scale to 0 from bottom. Okay, so now let me try it. If I take that out, there we go. This is what we get now. Oh, okay, cool, simple, nice. Okay. Nice. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create another one. So I'm gonna import another texture. First, I'm gonna add the adaptable flat screen again, and I want this to use a texture. I'm gonna load another texture, and this one, dual. Oh, okay. Let me just click on this. I'm gonna import texture, so it's gonna be this one, dual element A. Import it. There we go. So now this texture size is, let me see it, is details 12 12 352. Okay, 12 12 352. All right, so let me increase the size of it to 3 4. All right, I can say I'm gonna put this here this time, like this. So for example, like this. And I just want this to be I'm gonna name it like this, and I'm gonna add to dynamic, no group, and I want this to animate the scale from the center horizontally. So meaning that I want, oh, sorry, horizontally, I want to keep vertically at 1 and horizontally at 0. Meaning that now if I take this, oh, let me put the camera here. So if I take this element out from the middle, it will scale. This is what we get. All right, cool. And now I can just go ahead and set my camera animations quickly. So again, I have layers, and I want the talent, for example, to be hidden on layer A because I want to use layer A just to show the studio itself. So I'm gonna take out all my graphic. There we go. And now I can just start making it. So I'm gonna put the camera here. I'm gonna capture this position. Then I'm gonna put my camera here. Then I'm gonna capture this position, and it's gonna take like 15 seconds to get there. I'm gonna try it. There you go. I'm gonna create a second camera. I'm gonna reset the camera position by pressing R. I'm gonna zoom in. I'm gonna zoom out. Then I'm gonna capture this one. Then I'm gonna move it a bit forward, and I'm gonna capture this, and it's gonna take like 20 seconds. Capture this. There you go. Now I'm gonna go to my camera B. It's gonna start here, right? I'm gonna capture this. Then I'm just gonna be like this. I'm gonna capture this. So let me just instant in my elements so I can place my camera where I want it to be. So I'm gonna first start here. I'm gonna capture this, and then I'm gonna copy this one, and I'm gonna paste it here. There you go. I'm gonna move it a bit like this. This is just a quick exercise. So I'm gonna capture this. I want this to be 8 seconds. Capture, and there we go. Now I want this one is here, right? I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna paste it here, and then I just gonna move to my talent here. So I want it to be around 10 seconds. Let's see, 10 seconds. Should be, let me use this curve. There we go. Now we are on our talent. So camera 3 is gonna be a close shot of my talent, like this. And I'm gonna capture this. I'm gonna move it back. I'm gonna make this do 25 seconds. I'm gonna capture this. I'm gonna hit play. Okay, now in the fourth one, let me just create a kind of handheld mode. So I can do this like this. I'm gonna capture this. I'm gonna move it a bit like this. Capture this. 5 seconds. I'm gonna move like this. 12 seconds. Capture this. So I'm having like kind of a handheld shot. Okay, I'm gonna keep capturing like crazy. 5 seconds as well. Capture this. I can just copy this and then paste it here and then move it and capture, then paste it here, then move it, then capture, and this is what we get. All right, so I'm gonna take out all my graphics, right? And I'm gonna go to my camera layer A so we can start it. I'm gonna set this to my preview. This is gonna go to my preview. I'm gonna cut to this one. I'm gonna take in my center screen with the content. There we go. I'm gonna take this to my preview, and I'm gonna cut to my element C, and I will trigger in. There we go. So I'm gonna take this to my preview again, and I'm gonna animate to this one, right? There you go. I'm gonna animate to this one. There you go. It's here. Our talent is. There you go. So I'm gonna swap in my close shot. I'm gonna cut it. And I'm gonna open one. And I'm gonna go back to this. And I'm gonna take out my center screen, my element C. And well, I forgot to add something to it, but okay guys, so pretty much this video is for you to kind of have an idea of using UVS. Again, if I want to take this to NDI, so I'm gonna name NDI output. Output. And I'm gonna start it. I'm gonna open my studio monitor so you can see it. Okay, where's my studio monitor? There we go. And here I have my UVS output. There you go. As you can see it. It's perfect. And let me stop outputting. I can open NDI sources as well. We can open USB captures. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you like it, and see you in the next video.